This is a test, 1-2-1-2 test from Fox Valley Ice Arena. Test, test, test. Home opener for the Aurora University Spartans today. It is Northern Collegiate Hockey Association action featuring the 4th-ranked Spartans and the Lake Forest College Foresters. It will be Bill Downing in this chair for most of the season, but today it's me. My name is Sean Fry, and we're glad you're here for some Sunday afternoon men's hockey. And Aurora looking to keep it perfect for the 2025-2026 slate. They are 3-0, including a 7-2 win last night on the road against the Foresters, in which the Spartans were down 2-1 after the first period and scored 6 straight to leave no doubt about the outcome. So it's a good start for Aurora, and they'll look to sweep the home and home this afternoon against a Lake Forest team that's still looking for win number 1. They dropped a couple of contests in their opening weekend, a shootout loss and a 4-2 loss to St. Mary's, Minnesota on home ice. And then, of course, last night's loss to Aurora. And so far, it's been a matter of keeping the puck out of the net. They've allowed at least 4 goals in all 3 games so far, and of those, only 1 has been into an empty net. So Lake Forest will try to tighten up defensively, and perhaps even more importantly is holding on the leads. Lake Forest has had a lead in all 3 of their games so far, including leading through 20 minutes in the last 2. And of course, last night it all got away after that, so the Foresters looking for some improvement as they go into today's affair. It's been the complete opposite for Aurora, who has scored at least 4 in all 3 games. They have looked very good so far and are off to a nice start as they try to defend their NCHA regular season title. They'll try to make it a 2-0 start in just a matter of moments. We're at Fox Valley Ice Arena in Geneva. It's game number 4 of the season for the Spartans, and it is on the way. Stay right there for Aurora University men's hockey. Aurora and Lake Forest in men's hockey on the way in just a moment. First appearance for the freshman Bodie Weiss from Medicine Hat, Alberta. The former Spruce Grove Saint out of the BCHL gets the net in Game 2 of the home and home for the Spartans. He'll face Alexander Rolfe, who was between the pipes last night against Aurora for the Foresters. The junior from White Plains, New York, was busy. Gave up 7, made 43 stops. He has a .565 goals against average and an .844 save percentage as he starts for the 4th time in as many games. Aurora left to right in this first period, wearing cream home uniforms, blue shoulders, blue pants, blue stripes on the uniform. AU in a blue oval on the front of the uniform. Lake Forest right to left. They have a black uniform with gray shoulders, red numbers outlined in white. And it reads Lake Forest diagonally across the chest. Starting lineups tonight for Aurora: Jackson Kirk, Chase Schmidt, Lucas Sedlacek, left, center, and right on the forward line, with a top pair of Simon Diaz and Giuliano Santa Lucia, the Spartan captain. It's the third line for Lake Forest getting the start: Colin Bella, Trevor Fauché, and Justin Ross, the forwards. Luke Lysak and Jonah Copre, the third defensive pair for the Foresters. It's into the Aurora end, tipped out by Sedlacek and through the neutral zone as Lake Forest simply has to fire it off the glass, and Aurora regroups in their own end. On the left wall, it's Diaz who gets it out to Kirk, who comes through center. On the left wing, steps into the circle, shoots. That's kicked away by Rolfe. And a whistle as the net is off, 36 seconds into the contest. Here's how they line up for Aurora behind the top lines. Landry Schmuck, Jacob Brockman, and Hassan Ackel are the second line. Jaden Davis, Rock Truman, and Ryder Many Gray Horses are the third line. Chase Broda, Connor Ronayne, and Jake Code, the fourth line. Defensively, Andrew Schultz and Jackson Hay are the second pair. Blake Condor and Keaton Lipset, the third pair, and the freshman Sebastian Brockman is the extra defenseman for Aurora tonight. Lake Forest wins the defensive zone draw. Kittleson tries to step around Schultz, unable to do it, and the puck's tied up in the corner, kicked free. Brockman will go back to get it for Aurora, and the Spartans look to break out. Here is Landry Schmuck trying to slice his way into the slot. He got it in on Rolfe. Big pad save by the Foresters netminder to keep it scoreless. Then held in at the line by Schultz, who rips it down below the Foresters' net. It's turned over in front. Brockman, he centers to Ackel. Blocker save by Rolfe. Aurora active here in the opening minute and change. Brockman behind the net, throws it in front. Kicked off of the skate of Ackel, and the Foresters will clear to center ice. Coming down the left wing is Freiermuth, who's tripped by Schultz. Lake Forest will have a power play 90 seconds into our game here this afternoon. Schultz for the trip at a minute 30 will put this Foresters power play on the ice. They're 3 of 15 so far. Meanwhile, Aurora's penalty kill, one of the best in the nation so far. They've killed 13 of 14 attempts, 93% so far. Fauché is in for the draw. Aurora lost the face-off, and Lake Forest just gave it right away. Now Lipset to Santa Lucia on the near wall, and he'll send it the length. As Aurora gets a clear right away, it'll send Rolfe out of the net to settle it, and Lake Forest will look to come out from behind their own cage. Breakout pass was well off the mark. It's tipped deep, but not far enough for an ice. So Aurora tries to pin it up in the corner. Along the wall it goes. It comes to Code, who flicks it free into the neutral zone, and it's a 2-on-1. Schmidt couldn't corral it as Hayden Riva tipped it away, but it is into the corner where Aurora is able to run some time off. But a 4-on-1 situation allows Lake Forest to take control. A minute 13 left in the power play. The Foresters offside at the line. And to say that the man advantage has been a little bit of a mess so far for Lake Forest, probably understating it a little bit. While we have a moment, the lines for Lake Forest, the third line started. The top unit is Chase Freiermuth, Jack Schauer, and Logan Kittleson. Chris O'Flaherty, Max Abramson, and Philip Quittel, the second line. Fourth line for Lake Forest, Hayden Riva, Sammy Milok, and Johnny Mead. Will Brown's the extra forward. Top defensive pair is Jared Kaplowitz and Andrew Nusma. Hunter Cook and Will Shepard are the second pair for Lake Forest. Once again, Lake Forest not able to get past the Aurora line. They regroup in their own end. A pass is fanned on. Shepard's taken to the wall, turned over. Centering pass that Sedlacek couldn't settle. Well, Lake Forest is having a very difficult time generating anything so far. We're 3 minutes into the first period. 30 seconds left on the man advantage. Once again, a turnover just inside the line and through center. All the way down here is Schmidt breaking on Shepard. Puck's loose. Schmidt wins it. He's on the hash marks and shoots from the tough angle. It's off the side of the net. Code follows. Played along the wall by Kittleson. Here's Jackson Haydown. He'll lob it in front. No one was there. And the Foresters, with 5 seconds left on the power play, circle their own net and now start forward. It gets the center ice as Schultz rejoins the play. Meade, meanwhile, goes coast to coast and sent a shot. May have gotten a piece of Weiss, but it ends up in the screen for a whistle. 16:23 left. Aurora with a successful penalty kill on their first attempt. And then Bodie Weiss with a look at the other end. Aurora brings out its second line as Brockman, Ackle, and Schmuck are on the ice. Face off, one, and a quick shot. Weiss makes the save. The follow by Quittel went wide. Hay on the backhand off the glass and out to center, where it's gathered by Abramson. He comes back in. Quittel down the left wing. To the point it goes. Kaplowitz didn't ever get to it. Ackle comes the other way for Aurora through center. He was denied at the line, and Quittel is there. Even numbers the other way. Quittel, a long wrist shot from above the circles. It's blocked. He follows it behind the net and is pressed to the wall by Hay. It comes to Ackle on the half wall. He finds Schmuck, who's 1-on-2 through center, waiting for reinforcements, and finds a trailing Brockman. He centers off a tip to Ackle, right back to the back door, and Schmuck wasn't able to get there. In the corner comes free to Abramson. It's rimmed around for Ackle. He centers. Here's Brockman off the leg of Lysak and wide. Ackle gets back to it, gets it to the point for Santa Lucia. Now Schmuck, as it's cycled along the wall. Ackle had his attempt knocked down. It goes behind the net for the Foresters, where Lysak gets to it and tries to come out down the near side. He loses it just inside his own blue line. Lake Forest changing, and that allows Rock Truman to skate to the loose puck. It's on the wall in the Lake Forest zone. Santa Lucia down low for Many Gray Horses. He loses it to the corner. Meade goes off the glass, but Santa Lucia holds the line. Ryder drops it off for Davis, who shot off a stick and into the net, and a stoppage, but an offensive zone draw for Aurora with 14:48 left in the first. No score, but a good start for Aurora as they've applied most of the pressure. And Lake Forest hasn't had much of an opportunity to get a whole lot going so far. Here is this Aurora third line with Truman. You transfer from Division I UMass Lowell in for the draw. Lake Forest wins it. Shepard gets to it. He rims it around and out to the neutral zone, where Davis, a freshman, will get to it. And Aurora trying to come out from their own end. Here's Condor off the wall, swept in by Many Gray Horses. Rolf stopped it, turned it over, trying to send it up along the wall, bouncing around near the goal line, and the Foresters just send it 200 feet for an icing. And Aurora will change the forward lines and get their fourth group on, and it is a very good fourth line. And Chase Broda, who was all-conference pick as a freshman, Jake Code, the assistant captain, who has put together a nice career, and then Connor Ronayne, the transfer from Division I Stonehill. This is a four-line unit for Aurora that can get offense from everywhere. Lake Forest, another face-off win. That was an area they really excelled at last night. Aurora continuing to have some difficulty on draws against the Foresters, but they retake possession in the neutral zone and then are offside at the Lake Forest line. We're 6 minutes into the first, or 3 seconds shy of that anyway, and there's no score. Scratches tonight, by the way, while we have a moment. Braden McIntosh, goalie for Aurora, Rhett Evian, Eddie Polisian, John Hallard, and Riley DeConey. For Lake Forest, Fabrizio Mazzarelli, Max Jaldung, Teddy Puccini, Seth Orozco, Connor Miller, Yohan Gagnon, Jack Rispin, and Andrew Kimball all scratched tonight for the visitors. Through center ice comes Colin Bella, arguably the most dangerous Lake Forest forward. He's dispossessed on the wall. Condor trying to get it out and can't. Bella held it in at the line on the second effort. It is out to center ice. Fauche able to win the puck to Bella. He'll try to flip it in deep, but it's gloved down by Brockman and out to center. A D-to-D pass is picked off by Code, and Brockman will try it again to break out, but he'll glide behind his own net first. Lake Forest will finish a change. Jackson Kirk over at the Lake Forest blue line right now, stretching out the defense. Now comes down to get it in the neutral zone, and will leave it for chasing Schmidt. He hits the brakes in the circle, centered to the back post, and it jumped the stick of Sedlacek. Into the corner, Schmidt again. Threw it in front, no one there. Kirk skates to the loose puck, carries it into the corner, slams on the brakes behind the net, finds Hay in the circle, who stick handled and lost it, but gets back to it. Could not get it deep. It comes back to him on the blue line. His shot through traffic was sticked down. To the line, not out. Hay was able to hold it in. Sedlacek saw it jump over his stick. Now Kirk will go after it. Throws the body on Kaplowitz. On the stick of Schmidt on the far wall. Sent it toward the net. That didn't make it through. Kaplowitz got it there and then nearly gave it away to Schmidt. It's finally out to center, where Hay will get there and fire it in, and Aurora will get a change. 12-10 left in the first. No score. Coming out right through his own blue paint was Lysak. And now in the center where O'Flaherty is on it. A quick shot from Abramson was turned away by Weiss. Now a second attempt. Here's Quattel. His slap shot went wide. Brockman will get to it. Takes it behind the Aurora net. And then flutters it high through center ice. It will not have enough for icing as Ackle bears down on Lysak and pins up the puck in the corner. And then an awkward collision, and there's an Aurora player who is down and injured as the puck goes the other way for Lake Forest. The shot save made by Weiss, and they'll blow the whistle. It was an awkward collision where an Aurora player went down, and it looked like he went right into the legs of a skating Lake Forest player, and it's Jacob Brockman who is going to need some assistance down in the corner. So we have a stoppage with 11:28 remaining in the first for an injury. No score between Aurora and Lake Forest. Well, Jacob Brockman has been helped to the Aurora bench. Scary moment. I got another look at it, and it looked like he just went in for a loose puck while a Lake Forest player was trying to get position, and awkward contact to the head. And so they'll check on Brockman. We'll see if he will be able to return tonight. 11:28 left. The face-off will be in the Aurora end here in the first period. There's no score. No intent on what ended up happening to Jacob Brockman, I don't believe. Just an unfortunate situation. Foresters win the draw. They drive behind the net. Aurora wins the puck back, and it goes to the wall where it's jammed at. Many Gray Horses can't get it out. Lyzak's shot through traffic never made it through, and it's back out to center where the freshman from nearby Elmhurst has it. He sends a cross-ice pass to Copre, who under pressure rips it off the dasher and out to center. On the stick of Santa Lucia, he'll gain the line and send it in. Truman after it as Lake Forest tries to reverse to get out of their own zone, and on a second effort they will, and then they'll ice the puck. Colin Bella was right at the blue line, but he had to wait for the puck to stay onside, and that allowed Aurora to get the momentum to beat the puck to the red line, and it'll bring the face-off down into the Lake Forest end. Fourth line out for Aurora. Ronayne out of Plymouth, Michigan, in for the face-off. And Aurora takes the draw this time along the blue line for Condor, whose shot was blocked. He gets to it and gets it deep for Ronayne. It's taken off of his stick by Lyzak. Into the corner and along the wall. Foresters trying to clear and unable to. Ronayne gets it deep for Code, who centers. There's Broda. Didn't get a shot to the net, so he'll rim it. And Lipset wasn't along the wall, so he'll chase it all the way down behind the Aurora net. Ronayne picks up the breakout pass on the backhand out to center for Code. Ronayne gets it back. His shot, I think it caught the shoulder of Rolf and ends up in the netting. We're 7 seconds from halfway through the first. No score between Aurora and Lake Forest. Schmidt in for the face-off for Aurora. He wins it. Lipset above the circles. Banks a shot deliberately wide. It comes out to the other side for Mead, who pitchforks that high over the Lake Forest end and through center into the Aurora side. Pass from Condor hit a skate, comes back to him. Now Lipset on the near wall in the AU end. Feeds it to center ice, and Schmidt trying to get there. He'll be beat to it by Shepard. And Mead in front of his own bench onto the puck. Down the right wing, looking to dump it in, lost it, and then Condor washes him off the play. Sedlacek drops it off to Kirk, who nearly lost it, and he did lose it in his own end. Riva trying to get a shot to the net. That didn't make it through. Kirk skates to the loose puck, comes to center, flips that high over the blue line, and forces Rolf to play it. Aurora getting a change. Brockman is back out on the ice for Aurora, which is good news. He has the puck and sends it cross ice into the corner in the Lake Forest end. It's to Kittleson on the far side. His pass off the skate of Schmuck. Kittleson tries again. He goes behind his own net. Stops there. Another pass was knocked down by Aurora, who have had active sticks. On the second attempt for the Foresters, they get it out to center, and Schmuck picks it off. He'll come down through the left wing. Good stick by Nusma. Frees it up, and the Foresters go the other way through center. Schauer trying to find some space. He loses the puck at the blue line, and Aurora, under pressure behind their own net, ices the puck. 8:31 to play in the first. Aurora and Lake Forest scoreless to this point. Spartans won their opening weekend at the Key City Classic in Dubuque, 4-1 over Augsburg, 5-2 over the NCHA's other Spartans, who knocked off Stevens Point, and then the 7-2 win last night. It's been a good start for Aurora to the new season. Advanced to the NCAA tournament for the first time last year and promptly won their first game while they were there. Looking to go a little bit deeper in this year's tournament if they can get back. Long way to go, but a promising start. Ackle out to center ice off a skate of Schmuck, but he'll stay with it and takes it in to the Lake Forest end, where he's rubbed off the puck by Freiermuth, and that will allow Schauer to head the other way. He fires into the glove of Weiss, who quickly puts it back into play as Aurora gets its third line out. Any Gray Horses off the wall looking for Davis, who couldn't catch up to it. Foresters back out to center ice where Diaz stops it and puts a bouncing puck right in on Rolf, who turns it away. to the line and not out. Davis with the interception. Lysak will get to the puck for Lake Forest. They're on the near side trying to play it off the wall and out, and they will get it to center ice where Santa Lucia is on it. Just behind his own blue line, the stretch pass to Many Gray Horses. Tried to funnel a pass into the slot. It was knocked down. Comes to the wall for Copre, who finds O'Flaherty on the wall, and the Foresters fail to get it to center. It's blocked down. Davis comes in, tried the no-look pass to the slot that was too far in front of Truman. Staying on it is Davis. He'll find Diaz at the point along the blue line for Santa Lucia. He cycles it for Many Gray Horses, who rolls it down low to Truman. Truman still on the puck. He turns into the circle. Backhand centering pass out of the reach of Many Gray Horses. It comes to the near wall for O'Flaherty. He clears to center ice. A good stick by Santa Lucia stopped up a potential opportunity for Lake Forest. The AU captain still on the puck as he takes it behind the net. 6:35 left in the first. No score between Aurora and Lake Forest. The senior from the greater Vancouver area takes it through center and loses it. The other way come Lake Forest. Ross tried to funnel it toward the Aurora net, but it's offsides at the Spartan line. That'll bring the face-off out to center ice. Santa Lucia, I talked with Aurora head coach Jason Blumenberg, and he said that Santa Lucia is an all-time kind of guy. Not many like him. He has been an absolute rock for the Aurora Blue Line all 4 of his years, returning for a second year as captain. Having a nice start to his senior campaign. Into the Foresters' end, they're jamming at it to get it to center ice, and they do. Onto the stick of Bella, who drops it for Fauche, and it's picked off by Code. He comes the other way, 3-on-2 developing. Code skates to center, leaves it for Ronayne, who shoots, and it's tracked well by Rolfe, who makes the save with the shoulder, and a how do you do at the side of the Lake Forest net, where these two rivals collide for really the first time that we've seen any amount of extracurriculars. Only 2 Division III programs in the state of Illinois. It's always spirited when these two get together. And Andrew Nusma has taken a penalty for Lake Forest. I think that's a good call, too. He went at Jake Code, I think needlessly, and it puts a potent Aurora power play on the ice. They're 3 for 10 on the season. Lake Forest has struggled on the PK, 67%, which is 9th of 10 teams in the NCHA, and it is worth noting the sample size is small in terms of games, but also consider that through 3 games, they've had to kill 18 power plays. That's way too many. A team that is averaging at this point 21 penalty minutes a game. So the Foresters try to kill this as Aurora goes to the man advantage for the first time. Santa Lucia, high slot, shoots, tipped wide. Schmuck gets to it and finds Ronayne behind the net. It slips away from him. He'll track it down in the corner. Out off of a skate, and Lake Forest will send it down towards Bodie Weiss. 30 seconds elapsed on the penalty to Nusma. Roughing was the call. Schmuck to the line. Ronayne will send it deep. Rolfe settles it, rims it, but it's cut off by Brockman. Out to the point to Santa Lucia. Schmuck is on the hash marks. Sends it off the boards, behind the net, and then a pass off the far half wall. Did not find a Spartan, and it's out to center. Second unit comes on as the pass comes ahead to Schmuck. He sends it to the point for Schmidt. Puck is loose behind the Lake Forest net, and a clearing attempt didn't make it all the way. The second attempt will go the length. 4:39 left, first period. No score, 44 seconds left on the penalty to Nusma. Code through center ice. He gains the line. Schmidt follows. It is on the wall and skated onto by Kirk. He stops at the circle, shoots. Rolf makes the first stop, and he dives for it to cover it up and keep it scoreless. So Aurora wanting to get anything on net on this power play. Schmidt had a good look, but couldn't get it up over the shoulder of the junior netminder. 27 seconds left on the power play. And Schmidt, who was one of the top face-off men in the league last year at 56%, draws in. It is one forward, and Aurora takes possession. Diaz sweeps it over to Broda. Diaz gets it back up top. His shot was tipped in front. Loose right in front of the blue paint, and Rolf was able to find it and put the trapper on it for a whistle. Simon Diaz did not score a goal last season. He has 2 this year. They are both power play goals, and they are both game winners. Sophomore from Calgary has been effective on the man advantage. Wasn't able to get a shot through traffic all the way, and he'll head off as Aurora will get a line change with only a few seconds remaining on the power play. Truman wins the face-off. Here is Hay. Down low, it gets away from many gray horses in the corner. It's pinned up behind the net. Penalty expires. Nusma's back out onto the ice as Lake Forest gains control and jams at it out to center ice. The other way, Aurora trying to get forward in transition. A bank pass did not find many gray horses. Lake Forest unable to clear as Schultz was able to hold that in at the line. It comes to Lysak, who lost it on the half wall. Davis to many gray horses. Back to Davis in the circle. His pass was tipped in front. Davis follows, fanned on a shot. Now to the stick of Lysak. He'll get it out to center for Hay, who had it knocked away. Meade is on it, takes it behind the net on the backhand, looking for reinforcements, and his centering pass hit a skate and came to the stick of Schultz. Now Aurora the other way. Hay moving in transition. Many gray horses had a shot off a leg go wide. 3 minutes left in the first. Foresters with it. Here is Bella taking it down the left wing. Past Hay. Centers it. And then unable to connect with Ross. Behind the net, Ross here with it. Battling with Schultz. His centering pass hit a skate. Went right in on the pass of Weiss, who stayed with it and covers up. Anxious moments for the Spartans as Bella, who is the active career leader for Lake Forest with 34 career goals, was bearing in, but a saucer pass was too high for Justin Ross to handle, and we stay at zeros. Face-off in directly on Weiss. Aurora, a stretch pass for Schmuck, who skates to the circle and shoots. Rolf looks it into the chest for another whistle. Shots 10-4 right now for Aurora with 2.5 minutes left in the opening frame. I'll have to try the face-off again. Aurora's on a good run in NCHA play. They're unbeaten in their last 13 conference regular season games. 12-0-1, and the one game they did not win in that stretch was a shootout win. To try this face-off for a third time down to the left of Rolf. A 50-50 draw that Schmuck will get to on the near wall. It comes to the point and out past Brockman. Sebastian Brockman, that is. And on Rolf. He'll cover up. Sebastian Brockman, hard to miss out there. The freshman from El Segundo, California, is 6'7". And at a glance, I believe that makes him the tallest player on the ice here this afternoon. And that's probably going to be the case a lot. Actually, Keaton Lipset matches him. So we have 2 6'7" players on the blue line. Lipset gets a look in front off the shoulder of Rolf. And down behind the Lake Forest net, Ronayne set up Sebastian Brockman. Banned on the shot, goes all the way down behind Weiss. Under 2 minutes left in the first. Here's Ronayne. Kicks the puck to a stick as he comes through center. Centers it. Here's Broda. His shot goes wide. Ross now on it for Lake Forest to Lysak. A freshman off the wall and out to center ice where Brockman knocks it down, puts it directly in on Rolf as Aurora goes for a change. Code following. Lysak steps around him and then turns it over at the line. Code's on it with a 3-on-1. He centers. It didn't connect. It's followed and goes off the side of the net. Out to the blue line where Diaz keeps. He shoots. Rolf was able to get in front of that, and it ended up hitting him and going out of play. A 3-on-1, and the saucer pass just caught a stick. And that was enough for Rolf to be able to take care of the rest. 1:11 remaining in the first. A grade A opportunity for the Spartans, but unable to convert. To the line and not out. Diaz is able to go up and hold it. Let the Foresters get it out on the second try, and a good drop pass brings Abramson down the right wing. He shoots. Big rebound. Comes out to Cook, whose shot also was a big rebound. And to the near wall, where O'Flaherty is on it. Finds a slicing Shepard. His shot off a leg, and it hobbles Sedlacek. Still in the Aurora end with 40 seconds left. To the point, Quittel. His shot goes wide. Shepard follows and sent a shot wide of the cage. Quittel holds it in. Sends it cross ice where Santa Lucia will get to it. And Aurora finally able to clear. Final 25 seconds. Foresters resetting at center ice. A pass for Quittel was tipped. And Aurora will try to take advantage. The stretch pass to Ackel, who drives the net, tries to stuff it, and scores! It got through Rolf, and Ackel has his second of the year. Rolf can't believe it. He's on one knee, trying to figure out how that went in. Ackel's second of the season. 1-0 Aurora with 13 and a half seconds to play in the period. Aurora will win the draw. Dump-in attempt was blocked down. Here comes Shower the other way as time runs down. He tries to jam it. Shot goes through the blue paint. The horn sounds, and a penalty is going to come here right at the end of the play, and they'll have to sort that out. But Aurora will have a 1-0 lead going into the intermission. Ackel's goal, which should officially be at 1947, assisted by Diaz, right now is the difference. 1-0 Aurora through 20 here at Fox Valley Ice Arena. This is Aurora University men's hockey. Second period just underway. Thanks for sticking with us through a handful of technical difficulties. Lake Forest has it in the Aurora end, and they have a power play after a penalty taken right at the end of the period. Shot into the netting, and a faceoff coming to the right of Bodie Weiss. Hassan Ackles' goal at 19:47 of the first. A stretch pass from Simon Diaz, the lone goal. The Spartans outshot Lake Forest 14-6 in the first period. Aurora controls the draw, and they'll come through center ice. Again, killing a penalty. Jackson Kirk stops. It's at center ice and onto the stick of Johnny Mead, who fires it off the skate of Logan Kittleson. Puck bouncing around in the corner. Comes to Kittleson on the wall and now to Shepard on the blue line. He'll get it back up top. Pressure from Kirk forces an errant pass, but Kittleson goes back to get it. Kirk is all over the puck right now as Shepard has it at the point. On to the left side. Shot from Jack Schauer. Caught a leg in front and goes wide. Back to the point for Shepard. Finds Kittleson above the near circle. Shepard again up top. He'll wheel it over to Schauer. Shepard and Kittleson from the circle shoots. Off a leg in front. Loose in front. And Santa Lucia will get to it and clear. 10 seconds left on the penalty, which we still don't have, but it was Hassan Ackles who took the penalty. Do not know what the call was, but it's technically at 20 minutes of the second period. So Aurora now with control in the Lake Forest end. Shot from Hay is blocked, and it's a breakaway. Freiermuth in on Weiss, hit the post. It comes right back in on Weiss. Abramson levels an Aurora skater as the puck comes behind the AU net. It was Ackles who took the hit there, I believe. In front, and Abramson fanned. Now Ackles the other way, 2-on-2 with Schmuck. He waits, fans on the pass, no look feed down low, didn't connect, but it comes to Schultz, who's taken down on a shot attempt above the circles, and Aurora will go to the power play. A lot happening here in the beginning stages of the second period. 7:14 to play in the middle frame. And a penalty coming, looks like to Will Shepard. And Aurora will go to the power play for the second time. 2 shots, did not score on their first attempt. AU right to left wearing cream and blue. Lake Forest wearing black, gray, and red, moving left to right as the team's having to deal with the long change in the second period. Spartans win the draw. It comes to the point, and Diaz will shovel it in on the backhand to Kaplowitz, who puts it high off the glass. And out to center ice where Diaz gets to it. Pass to the blue line for Broda wasn't handled, and Aurora will reset in their own end. 20 seconds gone on the man advantage. Schmidt through center ice for Aurora. Skates to the near wing and banks it off the backboards where comes out on the other side, and Aurora gets in to its power play. Broda on the near wall. Finds the bumper and back out up top. Diaz waits. Code scores. He takes the pass from Diaz, and Code beats Rolf below the blocker. Code's third of the year. And Aurora now at 4 of 12 on the power play this season. They go up 2-0, 3:30 into the second period. Diaz will have the assist. I believe Broda will have one as well. Or stand corrected. Might actually have been Schmidt in that bumper spot. It is Chase Broda who will be credited with the assist, along with Diaz, who has a 2-assist evening. Puck touch with a high stick. It'll come down into the Aurora end. So 2-0 Spartans. Just a little layoff from Diaz. Code skated just below the top of the circle and made no mistake to beat the junior Lake Forest netminder. Here at center ice, just inside the Aurora line. And onto the stick of Davis. He's dispossessed. Shot through traffic from Brockman goes wide. It's behind the Lake Forest net. Foresters trying to escape off the glass and out. Face off into the Lake Forest end. Spartans win the draw, but they win it perhaps a bit too well, and they have to regroup at center. Diaz will dump it in, takes a shot at the end of the play from Bella. Aurora with possession. Schmuck leaves it on the cycle. Diaz carries behind the net. He looks for a three-point night. Works it up top to Santa Lucia, who slams on the brakes. Walks the blue line. He's still up there. Now Diaz, his shot through traffic goes wide. Santa Lucia to the half wall. To the point, Ackle. Diaz holds the blue line and will wash it in deep, where Brockman gets to it in the corner. He left it, and Fauché took it away, but Aurora stays with it, gets the puck back, and then turns it over on the centering feed. Here come the Foresters the other way. Fauché was looking for Freiermuth in front of the net. It glides into the corner and is tied up there. Santa Lucia gets away from him, and Kittleson has it. He fed Shepard, whose shot went wide. Meanwhile, Fauché goes to the ice, and Aurora has taken an interference penalty. 14:29 left in the second, and it's going to be Jacob Brockman going off for a couple minutes. Now, the Lake Forest power play in the first period left a little to be desired for the visitors. No shots. They'll look to do better here and have their current deficit. Spartans win the draw. Some improvement in that area. It's out to center ice and onto the stick of Schmidt. One-on-one. He shoots. Blocked by Shepard. Schauer lost his stick. He has to go back to get it, and Kittleson will carry it behind his own net. 20 seconds elapsed on the man advantage. The pass comes to center for Meade, and he'll dump it cross ice as Schauer with speed takes it and takes down Hay behind the net. It's free for Meade, who tries to come out into the corner, but Code pins him up. Still in the corner. Meade gets to it, centers it. It went through the blue paint, but Kittleson couldn't find it. Now to Shepard. His shot was blocked and immediately cleared. Good effort by Chase Schmidt. He'll go for a change. Lake Forest goes back to get it with 1:08 left on the power play. 13:34 to play in the second. Spartans in front 2-0. Kittleson finds Fauché. He'll step around a collision, and now Kittleson gains the line. He tried to leave it to the point, came back to him, and sweeps it along the wall for Fauché. He's on the far wall. Up top, Kittleson at the point, looking for help. Cross ice. Fauché worked it up top and turned it over. It's onto the stick of Sedlacek. 1-on-2. Steps into the high slot, feeds Lipset trailing the play. He'll drag it and pull it behind the net, forcing Kittleson to go back and get it. Sedlacek got another stick as Lake Forest tried to turn up ice. 15 seconds left on the man advantage. And the Foresters are going to have one more rush if they're lucky. Here is Fauché through center. Into the circle, threw it in front. It was tipped. Save made by Weiss. Schmuck got to it. Found Ackle in the corner. He'll shovel it to center ice, and here's Lipset. He gains the line to the top of the circle. Shot off the leg of Nusma, who went down to take it away. Puck's free, and Colin Bella will skate to it. Ahead for Brown down the right wing. Drops it. Milok fired it well wide of the goal. It comes out to center. Here comes Aurora. Good no-look pass to Schmuck, who shoots. And the trailing stick of Nusma getting back into the play tips that into the netting. We stay 2-0. We're 8 minutes into the second. Landry Schmuck, the reigning Region Freshman of the Year. He was on conference. He was second team All-American. Led the nation, 31 goals, including 10 on the power play. Still looking for his first of the season. No doubt, once one goes, it's probably going to be a lot of them, but a credit on the last play to Nusma, the senior from Colorado, who was able to back check and take away a dangerous opportunity. Jason Blumenberg with a little conversation with the officiating team. So that's the reason for the stoppage. It's the only game of the day in the NCHA. The rest of the slate wrapped up yesterday. Adrian with a pair of wins over Marion, 5-1 and 8-1. St. Norbert swept Dubuque, 4-1 and 7-3. And Trine with a pair of wins at Concordia, Wisconsin, 5-3 and 6-4. MSOE and a home with Lawrence won both games, 5-1 and 6-0. And then 7-2 Spartans last night in their league opener. Going to make it 2 for 2 here this afternoon. It's on the wall after a face-off win for the Spartans. Foresters take possession, and Milak comes through center. His drop pass didn't connect with Riva cleanly. Staying on it is Brown. Works it behind the Aurora net, picked up by Code there, and he'll break it out to center for Chase Broda. He's over the Lake Forest line. A saucer pass for Ronayne did not connect. Ronayne will get there on the other side to the point down the wall and turned over. Riva on the puck. He finds Milak, who skates through center, and then his centering feed was broken up. Comes out to Broda at the neutral zone. Streaking down the left wing, Broda, who waits. He centers. It never made it through. Nusma was there, rolls right in front, swept back into the corner, and then off the glass and out to center ice. Sebastian Brockman on it, 9 minutes into the second period. Ahead to Truman, leaves it, the shot, Davis, and it went wide as he looks to the rafters, wondering how he missed. Back to center for Hay, who rips it in. Shepard settles, banks it behind the net, and Lake Forest fails to clear. It's loose on the half wall. O'Flaherty trying, unable to clear still. Turned over in the slot by Aurora. Lake Forest looking to break a stretch pass out for Quittel and wasn't able to find him. It goes the length for icing. We are nearly midway through the second period, and for that matter, tonight's men's hockey game, 2-0 Aurora the score. Shots are 15-10 for the Spartans, but a 4-1 advantage for Lake Forest here in the middle period. Top line is out for Aurora as Schmidt skates in. Gets Milak centering the fourth line of Lake Forest. Schmidt wins the draw. Kirk gets to it, pulls it in front, taken away by the poke check. Lake Forest will just ice the puck again. Well, Jackson Kirk goal hunting there. And a heads up play by the Lake Forest netminder. We stay 2-0. Schmidt once again, this time a clean loss. High off the glass again from Quittel. No icing this time, and Schultz will go back to get it. Really good start for Andrew Schultz, +8 to lead the NCHA through 3 games. He'll get it deep. Lake Forest to the line. Not out on the first attempt and then turned over. Sedlacek through the slot. He drags it to the corner and carries it behind the net. On the wall. Looking for help. He feeds Schultz at the point. He sends a shot wide intentionally. It comes to Schmidt. Works it out to the point. Here's a shot tipped wide as Hay threw that in front. Didn't find its way all the way through. Schmidt still on it. He centers. Here's Hay who shoots off of a stick and into the net. That was O'Flaherty staying with that and denying Hay his second of the year. Well, Aurora has really picked up the pressure through the middle part of the second period as they look to extend their advantage to 3. Jason Blumenberg really likes the work rate of this third line. He talked about how Ronayne, Truman, and Davis, excellent 200 feet players, a lot of energy, and that was a point in the offseason. So 2-0 the advantage, and some part of 3-0 start due to this third line, who's really put together some excellent shifts for Aurora. Davis was looking for many gray horses, didn't connect with him. Off the wall and back out to center, where Davis will get there. The neutral zone, Santa Lucia finds Davis. He comes down the left wing, fans on a shot. It's to the wall, where Many Gray Horses comes back with it. Santa Lucia now walks up the boards and shoots. Glove stop by Rolf. 8:57 left in the second period. Aurora will get a change and send this vaunted second line back out. There's a lot of goals out here between Schmuck, Brockman, and Ackel. Brockman draws in. Face-off won by Lake Forest and out to center. Intercepted there by Diaz. Back to Schmuck, who comes in on the right wing. Shoots, he fans. It comes to the wall for Kittleson, who looks for an escape. He's in the corner. The no-look pass is stolen by Schmuck. He centers, and a quick shot from Brockman, turned away by Rolf. Freiermuth battles and comes out to center ice. Passing it forward. Here's Schauer driving the net on the backhand. His centering pass was behind. Aurora gets to it, and after a couple of caroms, it comes to center ice. Still there. Nusma able to keep control. Kittleson now gains the Aurora line. Whistle to pass over the stick of Riva, who gets back to the puck. Steps into the circle. He went down. No call. Still on the puck. Nusma from the circle shoots. Save made by Weiss. It's loose in front. Schmuck gets to it. His backhanded clear attempt was blocked back to him, and it rolls to the corner. There's a stick on the ice. It's an Aurora defender. Looks like it's Brockman, who now goes back to get it as Lake Forest has the puck. Tough angle shot, scores. Kittleson threw it in front. Did Schauer get a piece? Doesn't appear like it. Kittleson will be the first through the line, and he'll have his first of the season. Makes it 2-1 with 7:40 to play in the middle period. Well, they say to get pucks to the net, good things happen. A lot of traffic in front of Bodie Weiss. It finds its way through, and if it didn't go off of Schauer, perhaps it caromed in off of an Aurora player. So Kittleson from Kaplowitz is the goal. 2-1. Foresters with some life. Here's Shepard walking into the Aurora end. He throws it in front, and it comes out on the other side. Forester still with it. Shot off a stick over to the near wall. Code fans, but follows it behind his own net and turned it over. Riva trying to get it out in front. It bounces to the point for Lysak. A D-to-D pass for Copre, who comes down the wall, stops in the corner, and lost it. Aurora will clear the zone. They'll clear it too well when it goes all the way down for an icing. 6:40 remaining in the second period. Kittleson has brought Lake Forest within a goal. Weiss looks at this face-off to the left of his net. Abramson in for the draw against Ronayne for Aurora, and Spartans take the face-off and are able to clear on a second effort to center ice. Sebastian Brockman collides with O'Flaherty. It's free to Ronayne. Backed off the wall, Lipset get a stick to it. And now he'll ramp it in through the Lake Forest end and into the screen for a whistle. Faceoff will come right to center ice, roughly where it was tipped by Lipset to begin with. Aurora wins the draw, and they dump it in. Bouncing into the slot, Sedlacek able to find the loose puck, turns and shoots. And Rolf comes up with a stop. A much more settled performance by Rolf. It's been off to a tough start. Lake Forest, I mentioned, trying to tighten some things up in their own end. Put themselves in a 2-0 hole, but have settled in for the most part. Face-off win. Kirk gets a look on the backhand, and Rolf ready for that. Another face-off to the Lake Forest netminders left. Schmidt back in, wins the face-off. Sedlacek fanned on a pass. And it's jumped on by Bella, who then lost it at the Aurora line. Spartans the other way. Sedlacek tried to kick it to his stick over the blue line. A drop pass to Kirk, and now out to the point for Schultz, who shoots. Save made through traffic by Rolf. Hay comes down from the point, took it into the corner, lost the puck there, and the Foresters will skate the center ice. It's Ross through center. He backhands it into the near corner. Schultz back for it. Plays it off the wall. There's a collision in front. Hay lost his stick and a glove. Meanwhile, Aurora the other way. Many gray horses to the high slot. Threw it in front. Knocked down by Nusma. And then iced by Lake Forest with 5:15 to play in the period. 2-1 Aurora. Spartans opened the season number 6 in the USCHO poll. They're currently 4th. Reached the number 2 ranking in the land last season. Highest ever appearance in the USCHO poll. They win the draw. Condor sends it down behind the Lake Forest net. Good body position by Nusma, wins the puck. The Foresters out to center ice. Off the skate now to the stick of Shower, who shoots. Santa Lucia got a piece of that. That's over the screen and over toward the restaurant here at Fox Valley Ice Arena. And here in the Fox Valley, our first snowfall of the season today. It feels very much like hockey weather today. 30 degrees right now. It was 60 2 days ago. And let me tell you, if you are someone who is a migraine sufferer like I am, these kinds of temperature swings are not great. Going to warm back up a little bit next week. But it's nice to have hockey season and hockey weather back, isn't it, folks? Truman centers. Davis shoots. Glove save, but still free. It's loose in front. Scores. Davis able to find the loose puck in the slot. He puts it home. His second of the season. And Aurora's advantage back to a couple. Well, it started with Rolf trying to make a bit of an awkward glove save. It popped out. A first shot attempt, I think, may have gotten the post. The second one came to Davis, and the freshman from Montreal did not miss. 3-1 Spartans, 4:32 left in the second. Foresters will win the ensuing faceoff. They'll dump it in. Rider Many Gray Horses will have one assist. Rock Truman with the other. Spartans off the glass and out to center. Lysak has to hustle back with Ronayne in pursuit, and he lost his stick as it hit the side of the net. So Lysak free the other way, takes it behind the net, threw it in front on a no-look pass. Mead shoots, save made by Weiss, and out to center ice. The Foresters now down by a couple again. They turn it over at the Aurora line. Up along the benches, or Broda will try to get it deep and go off. Code with the puck. Finds Santa Lucia at the point. He takes a look along the wall for Schmuck, who will cycle it down low. Ronayne is there. Finds Ackle. He threw it in front, and Quatel was there. To the line. Santa Lucia got a stick to it and then lost it. The Foresters are at the end of a change. Aurora will quickly get to it. A long 100-foot pass was out of the reach of Brockman, and it goes all the way for icing. Well, Aurora has not lost in its last 36 games when leading through 40 minutes, 35-0-1. You've got to go back to January of 2023, the last time the Spartans led through 40 minutes, and didn't go on to at least get a point. Shot from the near side, O'Flaherty. Weiss makes the stop, and then the rebound glides in on him. He'll cover up. 3:02 left in the second. Puck tied up on the wall. It came out and a shot went wide of the net. Nusma will hold the line for Lake Forest and gets it behind the Aurora net. No one there, but then turned over in the circle. O'Flaherty's shot was blocked, and it goes all the way into the neutral zone. Lake Forest reloading. Here is Abramson, who shoots, and I think Weiss got a piece of that. It comes to the wall for Schmidt. And Aurora the other way as they hustle the other way in transition. Kirk lost it. Good stick at the blue line for Lake Forest. Out to center ice for Abramson, who tips it deep and goes off. 2:15 left in the second. Aurora looking to set up its breakout. Here is Sedlacek as he skates through center ice. He's onside at the line and skates into the corner. Off the back wall and over to the near side. Our Lake Forest turned it over on the breakout. And Aurora trying to get back in, loses the puck. Truman follows and has it on the near wall. Ended up knocking over his teammate. They battle down in the corner in the Lake Forest end. Fauché dug it out, and then Lake Forest nearly turned it over on the wall. They still can't get it out. It's loose in the slot. Hay tried the no-look pass. It is still looking for someone to take it. Hay walks into the slot, throws the backhand on Rolf, who makes the stop. 1:25 to play in the period. Face-off coming to Rolf's left. Ronayne, the clean face-off win, the lip set to Condor. The one-timer from the hash marks on the half wall is easily gloved by Rolf. So just a few seconds run off the clock, and we'll try the face-off again in the Lake Forest end. .50-50 draw this time. Aurora trying to pull it out of skates. Lake Forest does instead, and they skate through center ice. Shower down the near wall. Stops to the point where Copre got it through traffic. Weiss knocked it down and found it to hang on. Minute 3 to play in the second. Aurora leading 3-1. Draw loose in the circle, comes out to Copre on the wall. And out to center ice as we are into the final minute of the middle period. Condor off the back wall to Lipset on the other side, who gets a stick to it to center ice, and now Schmidt skates in. A saucer pass to Sedlacek in front, but he couldn't take it out of the air, and it comes to the wall. Lysak on it for Lake Forest. He'll try to reverse it. Nearly turned over. It is turned over in front. Sedlacek, the toe drag. What a save by Weiss. It's loose in front. Schmidt was denied by the leg of a Lake Forest player. The puck, I think, was in the net, but I think the whistle had blown first. Oh, my goodness. How did Sedlacek not score? How did Chase Schmidt not score? Lake Forest getting bodies in front of the net to keep it a 2-goal game. Well, the call on the ice is no goal, I believe. There's 23.4 seconds left. Oh, actually, they put the puck at center ice. Did they call a goal? Oh, they're going to call a penalty shot. So I believe it may have been played with a closed hand in the crease then, I think is the call. And so for the first time this season, Aurora will have a penalty shot, and Jackson Kirk is going to take it. I didn't see the initial signal that they were going to take that out to center ice. Aurora can make this a 4-1 game. So Kirk will take it wide to the right side, in on Weiss to the forehand. Save made by Rolf to keep it a 2-goal game. And so in the scramble where the puck was covered up in some capacity in the crease by Lake Forest, it ends up paying off. The faceoff comes to Rolf's right. Forrester's off the glass through center. Icing waved off. Santa Lucia gets to it with 15 seconds left. He's unable to clear. It comes to Nusma, whose shot was tipped wide. 7 seconds left. Schmuck will get to the puck. Not enough time to get up ice. Aurora just trying to run out the clock, and they will do that. So they'll lead by 2 going to the third. Jake Code and Jaden Davis with goals in the second period. After Hassan Ackle opened the scoring for the Spartans in the waning seconds of the first. 3-1 Aurora over Lake Forest through 2 periods of play at Fox Valley. Totals and the final 20 minutes here from Geneva coming up. This is Aurora University men's hockey. Aurora trying the closeout. Home and home sweep to begin NCHA play. They lead Lake Forest 3-1 through 40 minutes here at Fox Valley Ice Arena. And for Bill Downing, I'm Sean Fry. Xavier Zuckley is our camera operator today. We're glad to have him here. Our athletic communications team today is led by graduate assistant John Ray and assistant director Ali Texera. And the facilities team is led by Kaylee Underwood today. And we have our thanks to all of them for making this broadcast possible. Aurora has a 23-17 shots advantage, although Lake Forest had the narrow lead in shots, 11-9 in the second period. Aurora is 1 for 2 on the power play. Lake Forest is 0 for 3. You know about Hassan Ackles' goal in the waning moments of the first. Jake Code and Jaden Davis added goals for Aurora in the second, with Logan Kittleson's tally for Lake Forest in between. That's how we get to 3-1 as we begin the final period here in Geneva. And Aurora getting out through center ice. Sedlacek takes it behind the net, lost the puck there. Schmidt looking to get it up the wall and loses possession. Foresters out to center ice, and they turn it over at the Aurora line. Kirk, the touch pass to Schmidt, who's offside. 30 seconds into period number 3. Aurora left to right here in cream and blue in the third. Lake Forest in black, gray, and red right to left in the final 20 minutes. Lake Forest has done a decent job of reining in the Aurora offense so far. Really haven't been slowed down very much this year. Lake Forest was looking for a better defensive performance, and they've gotten it in part, but haven't been able to break down Aurora often enough. Spartans have played well in their end and have the 2-goal lead to show for it. Puck on the wall in the Lake Forest end. It's free for Ronayne, who overskated the puck. It comes out to the point where Hay gets to it and rims it deep. Comes out on the other side. Schmidt comes to pinch, forces the turnover to Ronayne, who shoots and scores! Connor Ronayne has his first as a Spartan and makes it 4-1 AU. Schmidt came up the wall on the pinch, forced the bad decision. Ronayne gloved it down and put it in the back of the net. So 4-1 Aurora. The goal will be Ronayne's, and I believe it will be unassisted. I don't think Schmidt ever got a piece. So a 3-goal lead for Aurora is very much in the category of death and taxes. They do not let these get away. A shot wide of the goal. Schmidt holds the line. Now Hay from the high slot. That's blocked. It's loose. Kept in by Schmuck, who skates to the circle. His centering feed didn't connect, and it's out to center for Schultz. Plays it back toward the line, and it's offside. Aurora has won 5 straight over Lake Forest. They've scored at least 5 in every game in that stretch, and they're up to 4 here tonight. Lake Forest will need a flurry to make this interesting and put getting a point back in play. Schmuck at center ice will flip it in. Aurora getting a change. Lake Forest sends it deep. Icing waved off. They get there first. It's turned over right in front. Riva's save. Riva's shot is kicked away by Weiss. And then a pass off a leg and down into the Lake Forest end. Rolf will play it to the corner. Aurora wins the puck. Centering feed. Scores. Well, the puck was won in the corner. The physical play of Hassan Ackles. He centered it for Rock Truman, who fanned. Jaden Davis walked onto the loose puck and ripped it home. Davis's second of the night, third of the season from Truman and Ackle, and Aurora with 2 quick tallies in the third to make it 5-1. Now Lake Forest in trouble. Shot through traffic off the chest of Weiss, and Aurora ices the puck. Well, we went from a game that was a goal away from being very interesting to one that has stretched out in what felt like the blink of an eye, and just a tough spot for Alexander Rolfe, as when he sets up for Truman's shot and it doesn't happen, he's out of position, and Jaden Davis made absolutely no mistake. To the Aurora line, a shot off a leg comes to the near side. Cycled into the corner and behind the net. Ross throws it in front. Comes out to the high slot, and the shot blocked. Truman had to take it off his stick. Lipset will bank it behind his own net. Aurora trying to jam it out, and they turn it over. Ross on it, centering pass. Good stick by Lipset as he went to the ice to break it up. Turned over in front again. Loose in front. Shot Bella on the backhand, went wide. He gets it again, and a shot off the leg pad of Weiss, and finally out to center ice. So the Foresters are pressing, getting a little bit going, but nothing to show for it 3.5 minutes into the third. Turned over again at the Aurora line, but back out to center for Kirk. He'll pitchfork it in. Cross ice to Schmidt, who's beaten to the puck. It comes up along the wall and is out to center ice. On to the stick of Abramson, who sends it in. It comes along the wall, out into the circle, off a leg, and then shot by Shepard. It bounced in front, comes to the near wall, and Kirk gets to it. Schmidt ahead for Sedlacek, into the circle, to the back door. It didn't get through. It sat down in front of the blue paint, and the Foresters go the other way. O'Flaherty stops in the corner, throws it in front. That stick to the glass by Weiss. Kirk to the line, not out. Lysak throws it towards Weiss. He'll get the glove on it for a whistle. 5-1 Aurora, 15:40 left. You can talk with Jason Blumenberg, and one of the things he consistently talks about is how when they suit up for games, it's always about them, trying to make sure they can get to their game before their opponent can dictate play, and Aurora has consistently been able to do that. Here's Schultz at the point, his shot off the skate, Freiermuth in front. Aurora still on it. On the backhand, down low for Ronayne, who battles. Code picks up the loose puck. He's on the wall, looking for help, and drops it to Schultz. His shot was tipped. Ronayne trying to find it in the corner, off the glass, but kept in at the point by Code. He throws it toward the net. That sticked into the corner by Schauer, who tries to whistle a pass ahead for Kittleson. It caught a leg in front, and Lake Forest will get it out to center, where it's dumped in. Schultz finishes a check. Hay lost the puck in the corner, glides into the circle, and Ronayne will skate it out. Ahead for Landry Schmuck, who tries to step around Kaplowitz and does. Puck is in the corner. It's taken off of Schmuck and out to the point where Condor will hold it. Behind for Ackle. He feeds it in front to Brockman, who sent it wide. Now Sebastian Brockman down low for Ackle. It bounces free to Schmuck. He threw it toward the blue paint, no one there. Now in the corner, Ackle, he tries to steer it in front, didn't make it through. Forrester's out to the blue line, and Riva will skate it to center ice, but Condor stood him up and sends it ahead for Ackle. 2-on-2, the drop pass for Schmuck was picked off by Mead, who circles and skates to center. We're 6 minutes into the third with Aurora up by 4. Mead, the drop pass, shot for Riva, turned away by Weiss. Along the wall it comes. Cook will hold the line. His shot's blocked. Jacob Brockman trying to find it and lost an edge at the end of a shift, and he'll go off. Foresters back to center ice. Milok was hit by Sebastian Brockman. Diaz will bring it to center. It's at the Lake Forest line, jammed at, and onto the stick of Davis, who is hunting a hat trick right now. He picks it up off the wall, and the bank pass from Many Gray Horses. Takes it behind the net, threw it in front. No one was there. Comes to the point for Santa Lucia, who tried to chip it down the wall. It went off of a body and out to center ice, where Truman hard on the puck in front of the Aurora bench. Santa Lucia on the puck in the Aurora zone, ahead for Many Gray Horses, and he finds Davis. Truman follows. It's taken off of his stick to the line. Many Gray Horses holds it in. Here's Davis in the slot. Back to Many Gray Horses. He centers into the skate of Truman, and the Foresters go the other way. Bella to the blue line. Steps through Diaz. Lost the puck there as Santa Lucia able to close and comes out into the neutral zone with the puck. Aurora changing. Santa Lucia will just loft it in. Lake Forest lost the puck behind the net. It comes into the corner for Fauché, who turned it over at the Lake Forest line, and then they get it back. O'Flaherty through center, loses the puck at the Aurora line, and the Foresters regroup. 12-12 left in the third. Aurora up 5-1. Here's a turnover at center. Kirk shoots. Rolf the stop. It falls in front of him, and he covers up with a Spartan player bearing down. It's all Aurora here at Fox Valley. Jaden Davis with a couple of goals. Hassan-Ackle, Jake Code also with tallies. Connor Ronayne has his first with Aurora. And the Lake Forest end tied up on the wall. Free to the stick of Abramson. Kaplowitz has to steer it to center ice and does, and it's turned over. Sedlacek, the drop pass to Broda. He dropped it to Ronayne and lost it. Foresters in transition out to center ice. Bella lost the puck. It's just inside the Aurora line for Broda, who gives it to Sedlacek. Shots 27-22 in favor of Aurora, nearing the midway point of the third. Cross ice dump in. It's behind the net for Ronayne. Shoveled along the kick plate where Condor comes down to get it. The Code behind the net. He stops. Spins away. Ronayne on the puck in the corner. Out to the point. There is Lipset. Tees up. Condor, who's shot. Turned away. Rolf is leveled. There's a penalty coming up on Aurora for goaltender interference, and the whistle is blown as Lipset touches up. Well, Condor's shot, I think if it had gone in cleanly would have counted, but then Rolf was taken right off his skates, and anything that would have followed certainly would not have, and Code goes off for the goaltender interference. Lake Forest to the power play with 10:46 left. They are 0 for 3. And 2 of those, they didn't get a shot off at all. Lake Forest took a penalty after all that as well. And there won't be a power play after all. Hunter Cook's going to go off. Well, it would appear that the retaliation after Code ended up crashing into Rolf will instead have us playing 4-on-4. And the face-off will be down to the right of Rolf. Very interesting. Lake Forest head coach Sean O'Malley would like a word. We're just getting another look at it now. And Code just ran over Rolf. No doubt about that. Well, I didn't see exactly what Hunter Cook did. I don't know if there was something said after the play or not. Well, the penalty is interference of the non-goaltender variety on Cook. Goaltender interference for Jake Code, and we'll play 4-on-4. I don't think I saw the initial interference on Cook. Not that it matters. We're playing 4-on-4. It's in the Aurora end now as we near the midway point of the third. Down the wall it goes to Bella. He leaves it to Lysak behind the net. He centers. Comes all the way to the high slot for Fauché, who shoots, and Weiss makes the glove stop. 1 second from midway through the third, and Aurora enjoying a 5-1 advantage. Aurora able to take control on the draw, and Schultz will skate it behind his own net. Well, that's an interesting call, and the only thing I can think of is that Cook was called for hitting Code into the goaltender. But if he's called for interference for hitting Code into the goaltender, how can it be goaltender interference? It's an interesting call. There's a whistle coming up. And a hooking on Lake Forest on the way here. And Kaplowitz will go and join Cook in the penalty box. Well, you don't see this often. 4-on-3 power play for 41 seconds. Aurora 1 for 2 with the man advantage. 9:26 to play in the third. They'll look to tack on one more. To the point for Santa Lucia. Ackle stops at the dot, back to Santa Lucia, but the pass was into his skate. Ackle up top again. Santa Lucia, the one-timer. Save made by Rolf. Schmuck back to the wall, or back to the blue line for Ackle. He sends it over to Schmuck. Ackle again on the point. Santa Lucia plays catch with Ackle. Funneled down low for Schmuck. Ackle again. Schmuck again, his shot blocked, back to Ackle up top. Schmuck again, the one-timer. What a stop by Rolf, who went to his left and denied Landry. So 1 second left on the 4-on-3. Code and Cook will then rejoin the play. And then we'll be back to a more traditional power play for 1 minute and 20 seconds after that. Schmidt in for the face-off. Lake Forest plays it through a length of the ice. Code will go right into the power play. Cook will go to the bench. Code takes the pass through the neutral zone. Centers it. Here's Kirk. Save made, Rolf, and it's loose in the circle. Out to the point. Diaz keeps it in. Now Code at the right point looking to the bumper. Diaz and now to Ackle on the left side. Down low. Touch pass was tipped in front. Aurora keeps. Diaz at the point. Through traffic. That's tipped high by Schmidt. Along the wall to Code, who will steer it back to Diaz at the point. 39 seconds left on the man advantage. Code to the back door. Scores. What a pass to Schmidt, who taps it home to make it 6-1. That's Schmidt's second of the season on an absolutely perfect pass from Diaz for his third assist of the night. Aurora's second power play tally tonight. It comes at 12:02 and effectively puts this one out of reach tonight. Jake Code with the assist as well. Well, Lake Forest trying to find a way to generate much of anything at this point. It has been all Aurora, the high-powered Spartan offense. Once again doing what it does. Puck out of play, and a face-off coming outside of the Aurora, of the Lake Forest end. So Diaz with the secondary assist, Code with the primary on the power play goal. Like I said, Diaz had the last pass. It was Code who had the last pass. Either way, they both get points, and either way, it's in the back of the net off the stick of Chase Schmidt. Out to center here with 7 minutes left. Will Shepard will dump it in. Many gray horses on the puck for Aurora, out for Condor. Glides through the neutral zone, and Lake Forest will be on it. I think just about the only remaining drama is if Jaden Davis, the freshman, can get his very first hat trick in what would be his fourth career game. Here's Lipset. He'll dump it in. Play is onside as Jacob Brockman will pick it up on the wall. Now Schmuck trying to drag it through traffic. He still has it. Backhand centering pass was knocked down, and the Foresters come to center. They turn it over at the Aurora line. Brockman steers it into the slot. It's taken away by Lysak. And he skates to the neutral zone. Rips it cross corner. Comes out to Schmuck. He'll chip at it and get it to center. Lake Forest has to tag up as they dump it back in. Hay will go to get it. Under 6 to play in the third. It's in front for Ackle, who's hit. He turns it over. The turnaround shot by O'Flaherty was tipped by Schultz, who did well to close and get a stick in front. Face-off will stay in the Aurora end. Upcoming slate for Aurora. Big one next weekend. At home against Adrian Friday night, 7 o'clock start. And then 4 o'clock on Saturday. And what will be a battle of ranked opponents. Right now it would be number 3 and number 4. And it looks like both teams will be 4-0 to start the season. St. Norbert in at number 6. Trine is ranked 11th. Sedlacek, shot from the high slot, was blocked in front, and it's washed out to center ice. Dumped right back in on Rolf, who steers it into the netting. I would say that the NCHA has a claim to being the toughest conference in Division III men's hockey with, again, 4 of the top 11 teams. Looks like Code and, well, maybe just Milok. Like Sammy Milok, the freshman, is being sent to the penalty box, and now they will even it up as here comes Sebastian Brockman. There was a little bit of a conversation over at the benches at the end of the play, so both of them will sit for a couple of minutes. I think we'll play 4-on-4, 5:04 left. Lake Forest try to regroup with a home-and-home with Lawrence next week, on the road Friday, at home on Saturday. Lake Forest, as it turns out, all 4 of their conference series in the 2025 portion of their schedule are home-and-homes. Aurora gets a full home weekend coming up right away. In fact, they're also at home the following weekend for 2 against St. Norbert. But Lake Forest doesn't host a full weekend until late January when Trine comes to Lake Forest. Again, that is in NCHA play. They will host St. Olaf for a couple right after Thanksgiving. So Brockman and Milok be roughing both ways. Lake Forest over the line, save made by Weiss. The freshman has looked calm between the pipes for Aurora. Only a handful of anxious moments that Weiss has largely handled nicely. And he is on track for win number 1 in game number 1. Well, Jason Blumenberg has a lot of confidence in all 3 netminders on the roster. And, obviously, Jacob Musatelli had a terrific season for Aurora, but in limited opportunity, Matt O'Donnell, who started last night, pretty good as well. And to say nothing of Braden McIntosh, who again in limited opportunity, very sharp for Aurora. And then adding in Weiss. This is a very good trio wearing the big pads for Aurora this season. And a veteran group, not a ton of newcomers, not a ton of freshmen on the Aurora roster. There's a one-timer Santa Lucia that whistles wide. To the wall for Ronayne. Diaz comes down the wall to pinch, but it's taken by Lake Forest. They head the other way. 3-on-2 if they hurry. Shot from the high slot, blocked by Santa Lucia. Glove down by Broda. He goes the other way. Broda down the left wing. Dragged it to the backhand and sent it wide. It's to the line. Ronayne holds it, walks in. Was looking for Broda on the goal line. Broda comes back, gets the turnover save made by Rolf. Loose in front, carried to the corner by Ronayne, who battles with Cook. 3.5 minutes left. 6-1 Spartans. And the puck is frozen there. They'll try to drop it in the Aurora end. Well, we're happy that you joined us for Sunday afternoon. I guess we can call it Sunday night hockey now, as the sun's gone down at this point. But we're glad that you were here joining us. Face-off win and a centering pass from Davis didn't get through. Out to the wall, or out on the wall for Hay, whose shot in the slot was blocked. Many Gray Horses comes back to get it. Schultz, Many Gray Horses, and now Hay in the high slot. He walks to the point, lost the puck. Schultz will have time to go get it in front of his bench. His pass hit a skate and comes down to Davis. He comes down the left wing looking for the hat trick. Lost an edge, battling with it at the circle. Forrester's trying to get out of trouble. Many Gray Horses got to it at the dot, and his shot was snuffed out by Rolf with 2:50 left. We'll see if that's the last shift for this Aurora third line, or if Davis will get one more chance to complete the hat trick. Obviously not a goal that Aurora needs at this point. They came in to today's action as the 7th highest scoring team in the nation. Will probably climb after a 6-goal performance tonight. Centered to Schmuck, no. The follow by Condor went high. Milok gets to it and gets it to center ice. It is off a stick to Mead, who will play it deep. Lipset gets to the puck. Rims it out to Ackle, who's looking for it. A bank pass to Brockman and now to Schmuck. He comes down the right wing through the neutral zone. 2-on-1. Schmuck's the save made by Rolf. The follow was a feed to Brockman in the slot. He steered it wide, and the Foresters will play it off the glass and out to center. Brockman reloading out for Ackle. He tries to tuck it over the shoulder of Rolf and put it into the glove. 2:05 left. Ackle talking to the referee there. The linesman nearly lost his balance and crashed into Ackle and the referee. Everyone's okay. There's 2:05 left. A likely final shift here for Aurora's top line. Kirk throws it off the side of the goal. Schmidt follows. Has it on the wall, out to the point for Sebastian Brockman. His shot goes high. Schultz down the wall, frees it up for Kirk. Sedlacek turns, his shot wide. Kirk to the puck. Centering pass was sticked down by O'Flaherty and out to center ice, where Ross will put it in on Weiss, and the Aurora freshman will just cover. Minute 37 remains here in tonight's action. A reminder that a recap and the final totals from tonight's game will be available at athletics.aurora.edu later on this evening. Aurora will add one more. Lucas Sedlacek scores. Comes down on Rolf. He just pulls it around him and tucks it in for his second of the season. 7-1 here with a minute 27 left. Take a look and see if there's going to be any assists given. Here is that Aurora third line. Well, after putting up 7 last night, Aurora with 7 again today. Lake Forest now trying to generate something here in the final seconds. Puck's on the wall, battling with Lipset. Out to center ice, Many Gray Horses is on it. It'll be cut off by Cook. We're into the final minute of the third period. Davis on the puck, centers it. Many Gray Horses couldn't get to it. He will retrieve it out to the point for Condor. He takes a look. Up top, Lipset, the toe drag shot and a glove save by Rolf. Just a strange play. Just a long pass that went off the backboards and out for Sedlacek, who made no mistake. Shot off the face-off Lipset. It's out to the neutral zone with 22 seconds left. The shot wide from Milok out to the wall. Many Gray Horses to Davis. One last rush here in the final seconds. Here is Truman, drops it to Davis for the hat trick. Save made by Rolf with 3 seconds left and a quick whistle. And so that will do it for tonight. Davis gets one more look at it. Doesn't work out, but Aurora will finish off a 7-1 victory. Just need to drop the puck. Face off out to center. That will do it. Aurora 4-0 to start the year, 2-0 They get the whole 6 points this weekend in NCHA play. Get ready for third-ranked Adrian on Friday night. For the Aurora Athletic Communications and Facilities teams, and for our camera operator, Xavier Zuckley. And for Bill Downing tonight, my name is Sean Fry. This has been Aurora University men's hockey here at Fox Valley Ice Arena. We will see you on Friday for a top 5 showdown here in Geneva.